This video is about the digital worksheet tool called Wiser Me, and it is just a website that you can log into. So first you'll start with Join Now, and then we will be teachers, and we will join with Google Classroom, or sign in with Google. The first time you sign in, you may have more prompts to complete. As I've signed in before, then I've already completed those things. It starts on the community page, so you can see other worksheets people have made, and you can use them in your classes, or you can go to My Worksheets and make your own. You also have an option here on this first page, the green, to create a worksheet. You can see I've got some that I have already, but there's a Create a Worksheet button here, and then also at the top again, I've got the Create a Worksheet option. So either way will work to get your information there. First, it will ask you to select your background, the kind of paper that you want. You've got a lot of different options there. You can keep what you have and then just put in whatever your worksheet will be called. I think the yellow is kind of hard to see on this one, so I'm going to find this backdrop. Looks like that grid paper, and then I can choose using the colors on the side here. I can change the font color so it really stands out. There is also an option to change the font itself. So if you don't like the font they have, then you can change that. So you've got a little bit of options there to edit. To get to adding your questions, you scroll down. These are all of your possible tasks that you can use. We have access to everything except for the crown because I have a free account, so I'm not going to do those two things. But you still have a lot of options here. Open question, just like you would think it'd be a discussion kind of question. You post it, they do a short answer or a long answer kind of response. Multiple choice, same thing, multiple choice type answer. Fill in the blanks, I think is interesting. So when you click on a question, it puts it up in your worksheet. You might have to scroll up a little bit to find it. You have a spot to add instructions, so fill in the blanks and whatever. You can also record your voice. So if you have any students who struggle with reading, you can have the written directions there, but they can also hit the play button and hear you read the directions. When I use this, all I did was I would type out my directions and then I just recorded my voice saying those exact directions. So students had two ways to listen to it. So in the word bank, you can enter your paragraph here. I already copied one just to have something available and ready to go. You have a couple of options. You cannot use a word bank at all, and students will just have to come up with the answers. You can have a text word bank where down at the bottom in the student view, there will be a word bank. And when they click on the line, they have to type in the word, and then the word bank will cross off the words as they type. Or you can do a click word bank, so they will not have the box down below, but wherever the line is, you click on the line, and then a list pops up, and then you click on the word from that list. So you can do it either way. Once you have a paragraph, highlight your word that you want to use and hit the blanket button. And so those will be the words that will be taken out of your page. Now this one does not auto-save, so make sure anytime you are done to click on the dones, to click on the saves, things like that. So that is the fill in the blank. As you can see, since I had the word bank, the students will see this word bank. They will not see the words here on the lines. It's just showing you the answer key right now since we're in the teacher view. Fill an image is also helpful, I think, in the science and social studies areas. You can use something you have as a PDF or as a JPEG. So I got one for an example. And you just upload. Same thing, you put in your title, you enter your instructions, you can add your voice instructions if you would like to, and then it has your picture. So you can add tags wherever you want them to label. And when you add a tag, you just click and it adds a dot. And now since we're in the teacher view, we're going to add what the answer would be. Precipitation. Oops. Condensation. Get rid of that one. Way down here. Evaporation. And there's an option to keep the tags open. So that should mean that they will be the dot with the open box. That has been a little sticky for me on this one. Sometimes the boxes go away, the dots are still there. You'll just have to tell the students that just click on the dot to check to make sure you answered your questions. So dot, put in your proper answer. Students will just see the dots and the blanks. And then we're done with that one. Matching. You list whatever you want it to be. So maybe I'm going to say blue and shoes. Whatever is across is going to be the matching pair. Again, you've got your title and instructions and your audio if you need it. So you use the tab key to get to the next line. So maybe roses are red. Grass is green. I can't think of things off the top of my head, so I'm just doing that. And then click on done. So those are automatically matched up and they mix them up for you. So students will click on the dot on the left side and drag to the right side to draw the lines. You've got a sorting. So on this one, if you have a category, you would enter whatever the group is and everything that would go underneath that. Here, again, you've got your title, you've got your directions. All that part's is the same. So group name, maybe these are solids. So this would be a table, a chair, ice, a cup. Maybe this one will be liquids, milk, water, juice, up. And you can add more groups. So if I needed one for gases, oxygen, nitrogen, and then you can go back and edit whatever you need to. And I'll click on done because I'm done with that question. You can just add an image. You can embed your videos here. So instead of using a Google form or putting them in your classroom, you could have the video and then your questions or your multiple choice, fill in the blank, whatever, after the video. You can link to other websites. You can do a discussion kind of question. So we've got a lot of options here. So let's see what it looks like as a student. If I try to save, it's going to say, oops, you can't, because you have to fill out the information at the top. So worksheet description, I might just say water cycle review. I have to choose at least one subject and at least one grade, and then I can save and it will let me move on. Take a little moment to think. So I can go to the review page. So it should look like the student view now. So students would see that. And since I didn't put any titles or directions, it's just all going to mesh together. But there's the fill in the blanks. They click on the blank and then type in their word, and you can see it automatically crossed it off. So here's my fill in the blank. So I do have bubbles back next to my dots. Evaporation. Precipitation. And you can tell it doesn't tell you if you got it right or wrong right away, but my dots went away after I typed in them. So then I can tell which ones I've done and which ones I haven't, I guess. And it's telling me I skipped one of my dots. I have 2 out of 3 completed, but it doesn't say whether it was right or not. If you spell it wrong, it will not tell you. Well, the smart part did, but the worksheet itself won't tell you. So now we'll match these. To do a sort, you click on the word and then click on the category you want it to go into, and it will automatically take it to that box. And if you got one in the wrong spot, you can click on it and then it will go away. And that is it. So to assign to learners, you can assign by link or by Google Classroom. So if I select a class, I'm going to assign it. Oh, you're going to have to add the link because, or just add the link. Create assignment, make it public. And there's the button for Google Classroom. So if this is period 1, water cycle, that way you can identify it from the different class periods. You don't want them all to go together. So then you can click on Google Classroom and then choose my class. And then it opens up into your regular Google Classroom things. And then when students log in, they should be already logged into Google to get to this because they're in your Google Classroom. So it should just suck them in right away. But you can fill out the rest of your due dates and your topics, things like that, assign it or schedule it, and then it is ready to go. So then on your answers, once students log in, their names will pop up on the left side here, and then you will see their time, how long they took on it, and their scores, and then you can manually override them if something happened. Like if they spelled something wrong, but you're going to count it. So you can manually check things or change their scores too. And then you would just send it back so then they can see it. So that is Wiser Me.